the depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in the spirit, so colorful. Easy feeling, then let's go home to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise.
All hail the King of Northumberland.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon Review. Good God, I've just been blinded by Billy Trey. Hope you're all well on this Tuesday night. Great show last night, fellas, by the way. Really well done, and it was good to listen to today. Out walking the dog, and I thought I'd put it on Spotify and give it a listen, and it was good quality stuff. By the way, can I just say that we are at present sitting 14 subscribers away from 12,000. We've had over 200 subscribers in 48 hours, which has been absolutely fantastic. And we just thank you, each and every one, for your support. We are nearly there, guys, at 12K. Billy's decided to do a striptease to celebrate. Alex, well, God knows, he promised to shave something off, but I don't really know what. But we will be doing something special for 12K. So hopefully we get to that while we're live on the show. That would be absolutely incredible if we do. Yeah, pass it on. Get it out there, guys. Get it out there. I think a lot of people are enjoying the daily videos again. Now they've got off me hiney and started doing them again, which, as we know, there's news every single day at Newcastle United, and it's enjoyable to do them as well. We do have a bunch of rabble waiting to come in, and I can only see... we do have what I can only suggest is a Santa Claus who's in Qatar. Wow. But he will be on shortly. We'll just go through some quick comments first. I haven't got a clue how to pronounce that name, but hello. Ethan, it's on in an hour and a half. Yeah, you commented very, very early. Yeah, good evening, Spider. Colton, good evening. Julie, with the usual message. Good evening, all. Welcome to the Toon Review. Click the subscribe. So very close to 12K. Indeed, we are. And join. And, of course, if you'd like to super chat, donate to the channel, hit that $sign just underneath the live comments. That'll take you through. And, of course, you get your message read out straight away if you do decide that way as well. And keep it friendly and no all caps. James says, I thought we would have heard a bit more or even signed a free transfer or two by now. Just wondering what folk think the delay may be. Nevertheless, I can't wait for the coming season. Chill. Colton, thank you very much for your super chat, buddy. Good evening, Norvik. James says, what about an interview with Eddie Howe before the start of the season? The Toon Review interview would be epic and well-deserved. Well, you know, it depends. It very much depends. Saudi Mags will come on to Mainz very shortly. Gary's good evening, Paul on the panel. Evening, everyone in the chat. Glenn, good evening. Everybody's saying hello to each other. 4 games on the telly. Get in. Yep, that was announced earlier on. Good evening, Renier. Well, I can see he's written actually to come on. So, did you watch Paul's video earlier today? 100% right. Cheers, Glenn. I will be discussing that at some point tonight. I was a little annoyed at the Mainz fans, to be honest, but the chairman has basically stuck a big FU to the fans of Mainz. So that was also quite comical as well. Evening also says Ken, let's all guess who is coming in next. How are the lads? Andy says that whinging fan is a member of Nust. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I gathered that. V, good evening, and thank you for sending your address for winning comment of the week last week. Congratulations on that. Your Toon Review mug will be off to you very shortly. Probably just bitter because he didn't manage to get tickets. God knows. But I couldn't believe what I was reading this morning.
There were a lot of people that were tweeting, "Oh, I haven't managed to get tickets," and then the replies to those tweets were people showing them screenshots of thousands of tickets still remaining. Yeah. So I think maybe they weren't.
People couldn't be asked to sit in the queue.
On the wrong link, or I don't know what was going on. It was a bit random.
Yeah, couldn't be asked. Warren says, evening, Paul Billion panel. Hope you're all well. Got my tickets this morning for the 2 home friendlies. I'm a few rows up from a normal seat in the Leazes. Can't wait to be back at St James's. Well, me and Alex are sitting in my season ticket seat and the one next to us on the Friday night. And then on the Saturday game, I'm taking Ben and Phoebe as well. So the 4 of us are sitting 1 row back from my season ticket. So it's excellent seats. Evening, Tom. Evening, everyone. Got my friendly tickets after an hour in the queue online. Managed to get my own seat. I do think season ticket holders and members should have had priority. We pay for that privilege. Oh, God, Tom, you're setting yourself up for a big argument there, fella, after everything that's gone on. My God. Evening, all. Good evening, Stu. The fella Paul mentioned in the video earlier who suggested the boycott of the friendlies. I just could not believe what I was reading. I also get the argument for increasing ticket prices, but with so many feeling the pinch, it would have been nice for Newcastle to have kept the friendlies at lower prices. Still not bad, though. Look, listen, crazy. The amount of people that have complained today about paying. Look, I thought it was a very, very good offer. £20 for the 1 game or £35 for the 2. Look, you're going to have to start expecting to pay a little bit more no matter what's going on in life, whether you're feeling the pinch or not. It sounds hard to say, very harsh, but at the same time, as we grow as a club, you'll find that the bigger the opposition, the prices will go up.
It's not that expensive, though. Somebody posted screenshots of, because we played Bilbao in a pre-season during Ashley's reign at some point, and somebody shared the tickets of those friendlies, and they were all around £22. So
and we played a game, played a pre-season friendly in 2001, in which the admission fee was £20. So that's like 20 years ago.
This is not the only reason it's been so low recently is because people weren't attending matches because of Mike Ashley specifically and the regime.
And the quality of
prices, so this pricing isn't like it's not been hiked. It was the default price 10, 15 years ago anyway. Yeah. It is what it is.
I just think it's for some reason, people just want to have a dig at the club all the time, and it's ridiculous, really. I mean, that one about boycotting, if I could have jumped through my computer and got a hold of him, my God, I would have thrashed him.
Well, he's quit now anyway.
Absolutely.
So.
I think a lot of people breathed too much life into his specific tweet. I think Chris Woff was mentioning it and from The Athletic, and it gave it more traction than it deserved, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but he did try to backtrack on it later, saying, he made another tweet a bit later on saying, maybe I've got it wrong because of all the people that are in the queues, both at the ground and online. I know Eddie from Tyneside Life was there today, and he got there at 9:30. But he didn't take any vlogging gear because he didn't realize that, he wasn't going to make a video. But then he did because he was so surprised at how big the queue was for a couple of friendly games. This club is going places now, and people have to realize that it's going places fast. And unfortunately, that's what happens in life. It's just it will go up. Good evening, Susan. Haha, boycott, no way. I got my tickets today after queuing for 1.5 hours. I was lucky because I got in the queue about 20 to 10. It wasn't actually a queue then. It was just a countdown. But then as soon as 10 o'clock arrived, I was 6,000 or something, and it was only a 30-minute wait. But you know what? We're going to have to get used to this, guys. We really are. Ian says, is there any truth in the rumor we're getting Boris as a striker? Boris has problems of his own, I think, to worry about, not necessarily Newcastle's striking position. Right, let's get some Rajis on. We've got Ryan, Mason, Chippers, Peter, Renier, Santa Claus, Jack. Right, we've got 2 waiting, but we'll bring them in a bit later if they're okay to hang on. How we doing, guys?
All good, all good.
Not bad.
Good. Right. Who should I first turn to for a little bit of a bitch? Chippers. I saw you having a good rant on Twitter this morning. What did you make of it all?
I just think it's absolutely pathetic. I think people just need to realise where we've come from and where we're going to, and the fact that the last 14 years we've had poor opposition really in our pre-season preparations, and this season we've got better opposition who have done well in their leagues and gone to Europe and things like that. And people just seem to think because we're signing new players, and they just seem to think they're going to watch it for £10.
I just thought that.
I'm so used to them for the past 2 years. I need to change, didn't I?
Yes, very quickly.
It's so annoying because people seem to think that we're going to sign world-class players and then we're going to just watch them for £10. I'm sorry, but that's not how it works now. I saw on Steve's telling this. Steve,
go on.
I saw on Steve's show this morning that someone said the Chelsea game was £50 for a pre-season game. So I'm sorry, I don't know what people want. Some people just want blood from a stone. It's ridiculous, and I think that's
because Stamford Bridge got about 7 seats in it. That's why.
The
exactly.
Club have to, despite the club, the owners being rich, the club still has to generate money.
Yeah.
And we can't work at a loss. Mike Ashley almost broke us, basically. Ploughing. How many times did he have to plough his own money in to get us out the crap because he wasn't building the club in the right way. These guys will do it the right way, but they need to generate revenue, and that's some fans don't understand that. Oh, we're the richest club in the world. It doesn't matter. The club still has to generate funds. And people need to grasp that very quickly.
People also need to realise is I'm sorry, but again, you can't have your cake and eat it by saying, great, all these top players coming in, but we want to watch them for £5 or £10. It's ridiculous. You're not going to do that. And do you think when Botman and Bruno are signing, they're going to go, they paid £10 to watch me play, whereas at my previous club they were still paying more? I'm sorry, but if that Burke, I'm going to say he's a Burke because he's a Burke who says he would support a boycott. I'm sorry, but he's got a season ticket, so he's going to turn
another word for him would be monumental bell end, and he seriously needs to take his face for an urgent.
And I'm sorry, he doesn't deserve a season ticket. Of what he said today, he doesn't deserve it because there's fans out there who want to watch them in every game.
It is, it's a disgrace. Geordie Metal,
people, I had a fan have a go at me. I had a fan have a go at me tonight, saying, he didn't say a boycott, and I said, well, he did because there's a tweet that proves it. He didn't. He told people. Are people really that glum or tapped? I'm not being funny or horrible, but it's just annoying. They're not. I want to go and watch Newcastle every week, but I can't because of work. And yet there's people like that saying, I'll go and watch them for 19 league games and so many cup games and so many friendlies. But don't go to that. Don't go to that game. Don't go to this game.
Yep.
Bell end. Stick with it.
Geordie Metal, thanks for your 20 quid super chat. He says, what's your thoughts on the Firmino rumours? Do you think he's worth going for? Now, Alex, I did hear you last night say that you would have him.
Yeah, I'm guessing if you were a podcast in it, you couldn't see the lovely green we were referencing when we looked at him. But
I think I heard reference. Billy mentioned a Celtic shirt, so I obviously understood there was a lot of greenery in his stats.
We were concerned about legs. And the stats, obviously he was managed very carefully last season with minutes, but he was putting up 24 pressures. The things that tend to drop off weren't there. And obviously they dropped off visually for a challenging Liverpool team. Yeah. We're not at that level, so that drop off isn't going to be as noticeable in our 11. It will just look elite anyway. It just won't matter because he'll be fine against 16, 15 teams in the league. He'll just look elite anyway. I absolutely 100% would go for him if he's available. Obviously, it's a short-term thing, but it would open us up tactically. It would give us a lot more flexibility as well. Give us far more options attacking to break teams down. Absolutely. If he's available for some of the prices he's been quoted for, was it people floated around 15 odd million? I think was the price that got put out. I don't know where that came from source wise, but. If there's any truth in it, I'd love that. I think that's great. Another Brazilian on the books as well. Why not?
I'll tell you what, Firmino, I mean, he's not, I wouldn't class him as an out-and-out goal scorer, an out-and-out striker, but by God, can you imagine if we bring Diaby in, right? The little 1-2 touches and stuff like that we can actually do, because Firmino is superb at doing that. I think he'd be a hero here. I really
do. He could contribute in build-up, and he could arrive late. It just kind of fits.
Yeah.
With wingers and then Bruno coming slightly. Yeah, it really, I think it would fit very nicely. It'd give us more flexibility.
Ryan, you've had a few rants on social media as well. What have you made of all the? Well, first of all, we'll start with obviously the fans kicking off about the prices. Your mic's off, Ryan.
Oh, he's asking Claire straight away.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Ryan.
He's laughing.
Hang on.
I think he might just be broken because he's struggling.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, okay, so I did the conversion, right? $31 Canadian for friendlies. And I know about that kind of stuff. That seems like a bargain to me. I don't know why people are complaining when you get to see better football, better opposition, just to see the team and the lads get fitness for that price. I don't know why people are debating about it. Like, seriously, come on.
I mean, what gets me, Peter, he's a member of the trust.
Exactly.
It hasn't exactly shone them in great light either.
No, it has. It really, really hasn't. And he's going to be looking like a right idiot now for coming out with things like that. I mean, my word.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Mr. Kaviani, how is life in Qatar?
Not bad, busy.
Or shall I say the North Pole?
Well, it is like the North Pole indoors because everyone's got ACs and it's freezing.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I saw all these messages today about the tickets. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to get a World Cup ticket today, and I've been on since 12 in the afternoon. It's almost 11 now. My laptop's right there next to me. I'm still waiting, and the tickets are like 200 quid. So I don't know what that guy's complaining about watching Newcastle for £20 or 35 for 2 games. It's absolutely ridiculous, and that's the team he supports. He's not going to go support or watch a strange team. So yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's madness for me. I just don't get it. Renier, obviously, I mean, have you seen all the spark up on social media regarding all that rubbish this morning?
Yeah, I definitely had a look, but I was obviously more concerned actually about the mains game, because that's the one I'm aiming to go and watch, obviously seeing as it's only 4 hours away. But yeah, I watched your show, obviously, and I totally agree with everything you said. I've had so many discussions about the whole thing, about fans saying they cannot play against Newcastle because of the whole Saudi thing, and it just pisses me off, man, because like you said, I always tell these people, then throw away all your kits, throw away your tickets, switch off your telly, don't watch football again if you have that kind of standpoint on human rights and stuff like that, because nobody's clean anymore these days.
It's mental. Mason, what did you think? I mean, it was just a pile of bollocks, wasn't it? I mean, we'll come on to Mainz in a minute, but our own supporters, the crazy behaviour.
Bothersome. I've read some of the comments, and people are just bothersome about the ticket prices. Pure and bothersome. I just don't get it.
Yep. Jack, what do you think?
I mean, to watch a better team, better opposition, better players, to watch good football again. I don't think there's any need to really be that angry about it, because like the points I've just stated there, you're going to be able to watch better football. Plus, the fact that it's been sold out as well is unreal, but people are on about walking away from it as well, which is, I find, quite ridiculous. The fact that you support a team and the fact how much the owners have put to this team, and without them, pretty much would be in the Championship right now. So they've got to put some respect towards our owners and what they've done for this club. They can't just be moaning towards the owners just to pumping the price up a bit more just to get some profit from it. It's ridiculous.
It is. Billy, I've saved this one for you. The Mainz fans. Now, obviously, I did a video earlier on today. They pissed me off with what they said, certain comments that they made, about sports washing and things like that. Now, to be fair, the Mainz chairman, I think he is, or the owner, has come out and basically poo-pooed everything that the fans have said and chucked it back in the face. What did you make of it?
I thought it was ridiculous. I just think some people throw stones when they live in glass houses. If these same people don't get Ubers to work, don't eat in McDonald's, don't watch Disney, don't use Facebook or Twitter, then they might have a right to comment, but I can guarantee 90% of them do all of those things. So to kind of pick us out as something to have a go at us for, just because we're owned by the people from that country, it's just ridiculous. It really is. It's churlish. It's just trying to get some attention for themselves, or we're standing up for ourselves. We don't like this. It's ridiculous. When all the other things I've mentioned, I guarantee 90% of them do. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Daniil says he started reading the blog on the Toon Review website. Very interesting. Thanks, Daniil. Big shout out to Tom for doing the first one. We are going to get some from Alex as well. And I've
got a couple of spicy ideas for my first one. So
yeah, well, I'm going to start doing putting a few match reports on there as well, and making like a proper full-on website. So it should be really good on there. If you haven't read Tom's piece on the history of the Tyne Weir Derby, go and visit the toonreview.co.uk. Just click on blogs and you'll find it in there. It's very interesting. It's a great insight into the history of it all. Ryan, what were your thoughts on Mainz and the fans' comments?
Just bitterness and jealousy almost. I mean, it's cool for them because they got that 51 plus rule or whatever, where they own like 49% of the club, I believe, or Germany, something like that. So like,
well, they do the 50 plus one thing, don't they?
It's their business, and like, it's not our fault and like anyone's fault that the Premier League's grown so much over like the past 20 years or whenever it's been since 1992 since it started. It's just grown, and like, it's the Premier League's fault almost for allowing, Man City owners, like all these rich owners, just come in and just like flood and inflate everything, like, and like the TV deals too, like that. What are we supposed to do as fans? Like, we're just there to support our team, and like, most of us don't really care about politics, to be honest. And
well, I'll just read. I've written quite a lot of it down. The first paragraph that I wrote down was it says the motive for the takeover was less for the enthusiasm of football, but more for polishing the image of Saudi Arabia. Roy, what do you think?
Bullshit. Just crap. Where were these people when Man City was bought and PSG? It's exactly the same. So the PSG is owned by the Qatar Sport Investment, which is the same as PIF, exactly. I think we just need to get used to it because we got the green kit. The same thing happened. We're just going to keep getting this. Every time something happens, someone's going to have a dig. We're just going to have to get used to it and get a thicker skin from now on.
Yeah. The second one, really, I mean, it's fucked me off. Newcastle United is not just a football club. It is a vehicle for asserting the interests of a regime that tramples on human rights. Mason, you shaking your head there in disbelief?
Oh, I just don't want to talk about them. Basically their fans are just embarrassing. The same as that guy from Supporters Trust. I just don't get it. They didn't complain they don't complain about Man City.
Yeah.
But why do they have to complain about us? It's just pure jealousy.
It is. It is. And I've written next to it, I've actually written F1, boxing, wrestling. Where's all the kickoffs about this? Seattle Geordie, thanks for your $5 super chat. This is good evening all. It's not like they are playing some non-league team or Bristol City. Exactly. My point exactly. Foxy says, I've been debating whether to go to the two friendly games as I'm returning to the UK to visit family. Are the tickets sold out? I believe pretty much so now. Last time I was led to believe there was only juniors and senior citizens. So unless you could disguise yourself as 80 and come with a Zimmer frame, you might get in, Foxy. Stompy says, buzzing, I'm catching a live one. Evening, gents. Keep up the good work. 4 weeks to go till another roller coaster season starts. Definitely more ups than downs, I feel. Hopefully much more ups. Santo, thank you for your new membership. I'm not sure if that's a renewal or not, but welcome anyway. And thank you for your continued support. And Samsonite Dave, thank you for your 50 DKK. That's Danish kroner, isn't it? £20 for two, being entertained by world-class athletes for 2 hours. Right. How much is a premier cinema or big-name concert ticket these days? Absolutely. Spot on. Is anybody sort of, boycotting the Odeon cinema or boycotting Chesney Hawks?
And I found something funny to kind of, prove the hypocrisy of Mainz fans and how ill-informed they are. They're sponsored. They're supplied by Infront, who are a part of. Infront is a Wonder Sports Group company comprised of Infront and Wonder Sports China. Well, I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Well,
if we're going to be critical,
I will say this as well.
They're not completely clean if they want to.
Mainz's fans have been reprimanded numerous times for throwing flares on the pitch, causing uproar and stuff like that. And let's not forget, Mainz are German. Right? Yeah. Now, Germany, not so many moons ago, had shocking human rights, and we all know what we're talking about. So that is very hypocritical. It just shows you that a country can turn and become a good country. So let's give everybody else a chance. Honestly. And then they went on to say, Alex, why are you hiding your face? It's the truth. It's fact. I'm not bullshitting anyone.
It's pointless lying. It was pointless.
A certain man called Adolf Hitler was around in the 1940s who tried to take over the bloody world.
But he was Austrian.
How many people did he kill again?
Well, and he had terrible human rights issues. So there you go. But like I said, Germany recovered from that and became a great country that it is now. So, give other countries a chance to sort of, understand other countries' beliefs and how they work together, and things might change.
I won't go that far. They started a fundraiser for their crying children when we beat them in the World Cup, which I thought was a bit far.
All right, Germany sucks. Alex, you started this war, not me. And then they went on at the end. This is what they had to say. The decision to play NUFC sends out a bad signal for Mainz. And playing the friendly offers the Saudi regime a political stage in a friendly.
It's a
Peter, what do you think
friendly for crying out loud?
This is like a fan group that said that? Sorry.
It's just all ludicrous, and it just ridiculous, embarrassing. It's just jealousy because we've become a better club. We're going somewhere now. We're going forward, and they're just not liking it at all.
Yeah, they don't like it because they have to deal with Bayern Munich winning the league every year and no one touching
Well, this is it. Whenever someone says to you, name me a Bundesliga side, how many people say Mainz? I'll tell you how many. Fucking zero. Because you say Dortmund, Munich, Leverkusen, Leipzig.
Damn right. I'm pleased you mentioned Leverkusen, Billy. Just,
But no one
forget the mighty Levies.
You see it every team. You see it every team bar Mainz, didn't you?
Of course you do. And,
nobody's
Mainz. They probably hate Bayern Munich enough for buying all the best players in Germany, and now they're probably all mad because there's going to be another powerhouse in England buying players from Germany, like their club.
Jack, do you like the Germans? Be honest. It's a very honest channel.
It's a trap.
It's not a trap. Listen.
Bit of an all-out question.
I like the Germans. I've got a lot. I follow Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. I've got a lot of time for them. The Mainz fans are a bunch of muppets, quite honestly, who forget 1941 to 1945. Let's just stick it out there.
1939.
Oh, whatever it is, I don't bloody care. They try to take over Europe and the world.
Where's Tom Lynch when you need him?
Them along with the 4-foot Japanese. 39 to 45. Thank you.
I won't say I hate all Germans.
I didn't say I hated all Germans. I just said, what do you think of the Germans? Mainz Germans in particular.
You're Germans.
They can be all right. I won't say I'd.
I mean, it's the supporters' trust of mine specifically, buddy. No, I wouldn't. You don't have to disregard
what do you think of the comments
country.
from the Mainz fans? Is what I meant to say. Is what I should have said instead of
I don't
putting you on
like
the
the
spot,
Mainz
Jack,
fans,
'cause
no.
you're frozen in your seat there.
I don't like the Mainz fans. No, not a chance.
No. They're talking absolute bollocks.
Have you got the manager's comments down, Paul, in your thing? Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
Do you want me to read it? I've got it
What
on my
team
notepad.
did we buy Yoshinori Muto from again? Wasn't it Mainz?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
So
Well,
we've
that's
actually
'cause Mike Ashley's
stabilised their
going
club
up
for the
in
last
value.
seven
Yeah.
years or whatever it is.
What did we pay for him? Like 12 million or something?
Is that or Frankfurt we bought him from? I think. Yeah, Mainz K.
It was Mainz. Yeah.
Yeah, the boss. It's the. I wasn't sure who it was, if it was a chairman or the boss, but it's Bo Svensson is the manager, so their current head coach. So his reply to all of this was, whenever it comes to football, things become very inflated and become huge issues. How far are we going? Will we also ban Disney films with our children? So that was his direct quote, and he's the manager of mine, so he doesn't care about.
That was the quote that I didn't know whether it was the owner or the chairman had said. I didn't realize it was the manager.
This is the thing. How are you ever supposed to live life if all you're gonna do is just sit there and criticize like these Arabian companies or anyone that you just blindly support? It's just people have too much time, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. Roy says 4 packs of lure pack are 36 quid. 4 lure packs, 36 quid. Yeah, you can get into 2 Newcastle games for 35. Honestly. Cass says, do folks not realise the visitors shares the revenue? They have travel costs. Yes, Alex, I paid £20 for friendlies under Cashley's ownership. By the way, that link there that Susan's put in the description, that will take you to every single Toon Review link. So the website, the Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, it's all on there. So nice. I will pin that in the comments next show. Guy says, Get Up got tickets in the Gallagher tonight. There's still tickets. Well, there you go. There's your answer.
There's still quite a few in for the Atlanta game. Still
that's the Friday. That's a Friday game, isn't it?
That's a Friday game, yeah.
Even I'm going to one of the games. That says it all.
Jesus. Who did you say there, Pete?
The Atlanta.
Well, we're not playing the Americans, mate. We're playing Atalanta.
Well, yeah.
You better Sinclair!
Yeah, you want. Atalanta.
No, I said it in my video, I think, as well today, so never mind. It doesn't really matter.
Just out of curiosity, is the 31 Canadian dollars, that's for 20 pounds, is it?
Yeah.
So how much, if you were to go to like a hockey game or any standard sport in Canada, how much would you pay for like a preseason friendly? Like in Canadian dollars?
They don't do friendlies, but like if I want to go see the Ottawa Senators, like my hometown, if I want to go see a game, the 300.
You want to go watch them?
If you want to go in the 300th row, it's like $50.
Listen, when I went to see the Rangers, New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden, 2 tickets cost me $150.
I guess because it's New York as well,
and for a replica shirt,
Madison
it was
Square
over
Garden's a
100
pretty
quid.
icon.
So let's just be honest.
It's like
here. We're quite lucky.
$160. Well, I mean, the American dollars is different too. Like it's lower than Canadian.
Annie's who's waiting to come on the show. Actually, he's just put in 33 to 39. The established power in Germany. Then from 1939 to 45, invaded Poland, France, and the Netherlands. Thank you, Annie, for that wonderful piece of historical information.
Well, a little bit more than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and Novik says, congratulations to Newcastle fan Cam Norrie on getting through the semi-finals at Wimbledon. Matt says, good evening, everyone, from an early morning in flooded Newcastle, Australia. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Sydney's been having the floods. I heard about that.
Yeah. Has he? V says, I was only in the queue for 5 minutes. Must be my lucky day. V, I don't suppose you fancy giving us the lottery numbers for Saturday, you by any chance? You're on a little bit of a good run at the minute. Davey says the prices will have to cover electricity costs, security, staff costs, and more to go see a movie with the family. I mean, how much is a movie these days?
God, I've not been to the cinema since before COVID came in.
£12 a ticket, isn't it? £12 each, 13
I was
each,
at the cinema
like
today with my family, and it cost us, the 4 of us, 2 adults, 2 kids, a drink, something to eat, more than €60.
It's like $13 a ticket here. Cheapy Tuesdays is like $8.
Yeah, €20.
£10 in the Midlands or something like that.
It's crazy.
So I think
everything's going up.
Exactly. Let's have a subscriber count here. Just have a look at it. We're 8 away. 8 subscribers.
No way.
Jeez, man, what a monumental achievement to get to 12, and then it's onwards. Paul says, "Hi guys, got my tickets for the 2 friendlies today after waiting for over an hour. Bring it on." Stephen says, "Do you not think them moaning about friendly prices have short memories, or even just sad Mackem bastards trying to wind people up?" Well, it would have been understandable had it been Mackem's, but unfortunately, Mason's disappeared.
Was there anyone in person, like at the ticket queues, that you may have known of that were just like, oh, like they're around St. James's and they're just complaining about the prices?
Look,
or it's just all online, like Twitter nonsense.
I
can't imagine people whinging in person because the atmosphere seems very positive at the moment.
Yeah, you do that in person.
It looked quite a good atmosphere when I was watching Eddie's video earlier on. Everybody seemed to be in quite good spirits and, weren't too fussed that they had to queue for a certain amount of time.
I guess in person you get actually hardcore ones, and then like online on Twitter, like it's just any kind of person.
It's sad in a way. It's sad that people have got to make comments like that because, like I said in the video today, everything that we've been through as Newcastle United fans, over the last 14, 15 years. I mean, somebody even commented on the video saying, it wasn't 15 years because we had a good run in under Pardew when we made Europe. And I'm like,
come on.
Really?
Still under Mike Ashley at the time.
That's what I meant. I said that.
That
I'm
represents
talking about the
small-
actual ownership and the ambition of the
But
club.
that was through the scouting department. That was fluky. That wasn't anything of Ashley. That wasn't his structure and plan. We got 4 or 5 talents at the same time that really worked. We had a good 11.
We had one injury all season, really, then. We had really Stephen Taylor, I think, done his Achilles, and apart from that, everyone else was fit the whole season, so it wasn't...
Yeah, if we got injuries, it swapped to, like, Riviere, and, the quality dropped massively if we got any injuries or rotation.
Yeah. Julie says, please keep the comments respectful, please. Yes, or we'll set her on you. Seattle Jory, thank you for your another $5. He says, whatever you do, don't mention the war. Famous John Cleese line from Faulty Towers. Yeah, brilliant. Andy says, I thought it was Atlantis. Expected us to be playing... I take it they're off of the film Aquaman. I've got any idea. What our fans need to understand is we need to generate the income so it helps us with FFP.
It's probably the same fans that bought the new kit too.
I don't even think it's that. I think they've just put it at a reasonable market rate. It's not like it's not that high. It's generally quite fair. Considering that it was similar prices 15 years ago, it's not like it's inflation.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, if he doesn't want to go to the game, don't go. But don't tweet, we should boycott this, especially when you're in a lofty position with the supporters' trust. Ridiculous. And I'm glad he's quit because it was a ridiculous thing to suggest. Ridiculous thing. You don't want to go, don't go.
The thing is, Billy, even if it was a joke, even if he said it in jest, which he clearly didn't, because there was, you put something in jest, you put a laughing emoji or whatever it may be, so people know that you're saying things in jest. And even if it was a joke, it was in bad taste, and it was going to get the fans back up, because when you're in that position as a member of you're embarrassing the trust, quite frankly, when you're doing things like that and saying ridiculous things like that. And it sort of people will then sort of sit back and say, well, why should I join the trust when that's their opinions?
But it isn't. That's it.
It's not. Of course, it's not.
No.
But that's how it would come across with people who were looking in from the outside. Think, wow, is that really their opinion? It just beggars belief that he put it. Annie, good evening. Are we boring you?
Maybe a bit. No.
I don't like cricket. Oh no, I love it.
Yeah, I'm so bored of Gloucester cricket popping up on my timeline, man. If it wasn't you, I'd have unfollowed by now.
Yeah. Listen, Annie, how's life at Bristol? And listen, I want to ask you what you think of the. I don't know what Bristol City charge for, for friendlies and anything like that, but what did you think of the uproar this morning regarding the thing is, what I didn't understand was people have known the prices of the tickets for a long time now. So why all of a sudden kick off on the day that they go available? I mean, what's your thoughts on it, Annie?
Obviously, it's probably lower down. The prices the prices decrease the lower down the leagues you go. That's
well, obviously when you play friendlies against the Dog and Duck, that's understandable.
Yeah, I don't totally understand the outrage because it's only at the end of the day, it's only a pre-season. It's only a pre-season game. It's not a European game. It's not a league game. It's not a cup game. It's pre-season. I mean, yeah, great. You see people working on their fitness and whatever, maybe some tactics, but it's a pre-season game at the end of the day. I don't see the outrage. If it was a league game, it'd be fine. Cup game, fine. European game, fine. I don't see why the outrage just because it's a pre-season game. At the end of the day, you're watching your team. If you don't want to pay the money to go watch your team.
That's exactly my point. If you don't want to, if you think it's too much, then don't pay. You know what?
If you can't pay, then that's also fine. But just don't go on social media slagging off other people for going to the game to support their club. Simple as.
I'm not sure he did that, but he encouraged people to boycott the game when he's in a lofty position within a sort of
yeah.
Some people.
And he has a season ticket for the full season as well. It's ridiculous.
Look, the thing is, I think what I need to say here is, I realize, that life is difficult for a lot of people out there now. It really is, and who are really, really struggling, and that's understandable. But from Newcastle United's point of view, they have to run a business, and they have to make, they're not in it to lose money. They're in here to obviously win things, but make money as well. They want to turn the club around into a financial success as well, and it's run like any other business. You see the petrol price or whatever, shops selling Lurpak for £7 or £9.50, as I saw earlier on. Prices are going up, but I still think, and I still stick by this, that the prices for the friendlies are very, very reasonable. Considering I've just seen a comment there from somebody who lives in Plymouth, and they charge more to see a League One game. Now I know that's a league game, but it's a League One game, and they charge more than that. So I think people need to just rein it in a little bit and realize that it's not that bad, guys. I know people are struggling, but hey, it's a thing in life. If you can't afford anything, you can't have it. It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't know how else to put that, but that's just the way it is.
I mean, my friend Greg, who's obviously has been chair of the NUST, he's been forced to answer all sorts of questions about whether this is NUST policy, which he said, no, it's not. It's his own personal opinion. And apparently the lad has resigned from his position on the board now of the NUST. So,
I mean, the thing
Paul,
is, go on.
Paul, for example, we're charging £38 for a championship game. Mm-hmm. Prices are very high in English football. They are incredibly high. You've got to deal with it. If you're not a season ticket holder, you've got to pay these prices. And you can pay if you can pay it. If you can't pay it, then sit at home and watch the game.
Do you know what the thing is, though, guys? And I truly believe this, that even if they put the tickets at £10 and £5 for kids, there would have still been people moaning, saying, why aren't all the tickets just £5? People are struggling. The club couldn't win whatever it did. But I think putting the two tickets together at £35 is a brilliant idea. Yeah. And it's brilliant. I think it's excellent.
You know what they would do, Paul, right?
Go on, Chippers.
They would say, right, because if they put a 10 and a 5 out and the tickets sold out straight, they would say, well, the tickets were too cheap and I had no chance of getting in there because everybody wanted them at that price because they were very cheap and I would have had no chance of getting them. So they would have complained even if it was cheap because there was no chance of getting a ticket. So, it's...
ungrateful.
You know what? For me, right, there's a war still going on in Ukraine and people are complaining about this. I mean, come on.
Yeah, go on, Jack.
If anything, it's ungrateful because like if you're fortunate enough to get a ticket, I mean, you're going to Newcastle United, a Premier League team who's looking to survive. You go into the St James's Park, like be grateful. Be grateful that you actually get a ticket or you got the chance to get a ticket, because some people like rock bottom in life and can't even get a sniff at a ticket. So just be grateful and be respectful that you get to go to St James's Park and watch Newcastle play, because most people don't really get the privilege to do that.
Absolutely. Carl Freeburn, thank you of £6.10 super chat. He says, I think the ticket should be £6.10. Well, if I was chairman, there would have been, of course. Ancients and Mumu says, how are the shirts, Paul? Baggy or tight for the size? It's still the arms, mate. The arms are stopping me blood
that's
flow.
the problem.
It's ridiculous.
That's a little bit of mine as well.
The length's all right for now until it gets washed, but I'll judge that on a wash. You what, Billy?
I just want hey, so the lengths are all right for now. I just want hey.
There's no need for Billy.
I can't help myself sometimes.
I know, mate. I know. John says, I would actually kill to have the chance to watch the Toon. Well, I don't suggest you do go
You probably
that far
just pay a reasonable amount, and you probably can. I don't go as far as killing people, but you know.
We don't advocate killing on this channel. Glad you enjoyed it, Paul. We did, Tom. I know a lot of people who've read it, mate, and said it's really good. Andrew says we can always remind the Germans about their history. Jeff says Sheffield Wednesday versus the Mackhams in the Carabao Cup tickets are £20. Well, there you go. I mean, listen, to watch the Mackhams, I would assume maybe £1.
50p or something.
I mean, Roy, where do you draw the line? I mean, what would you, if you were running Newcastle United, what do you think you would have done with this package?
I think they've done the right thing now. 20 quid for one game, 35 for two. That's perfect. But let's say the standard of the club goes up, and next year we'll probably be playing Bayern Munich or Inter Milan. So probably going to be £25 a ticket, £30 a ticket. And you're still going to get people complaining. And I remember going to, it got flooded. I think it's Fiorentina. It was.
I remember that with the photo of Jose Enrique sliding through like a river.
Yeah, I was there, and we had to leave. We had to leave. I think it was £22 or something. I think it was. And my son's ticket was I think it was a £5.
Bloody hell!
I've never seen it so flooded.
Yeah, I watched the first half, and then I don't know what happened now. But yeah,
well, you probably got blind drunk.
No, I had my son with me.
Normally, when I see pictures of Roy that he puts on Facebook, he is always near alcohol. I mean, he's getting as bad as Danielle.
Not now, though.
Keep up the Facebook memories, Roy. They're the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are golden.
Wait.
I'm just waiting for one with Chris Wood. I'm just waiting for one with Chris Wood, where he's drunk with Chris Wood or something.
Yeah. Todd Fischel out in America, thank you for your $10 super chat, my friend. He says, I pay $150 a ticket for a college football game.
Wow.
What? That's the prices.
It's a rip-off.
What the heck? What college is that like?
Well, college football's massive in the States, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it's huge. College football is
televised. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's massive. As is the ice hockey. I mean, Ryan, the junior leagues in ice hockey are all televised as well, aren't they? It's crazy. It's just they're so big.
Probably watch games in like Sweden, like Russia too, like all the big European ones. It's pretty nice if you're a hockey fan.
It's a good show though. I've seen Coventry a few times. It's a pretty fun atmospheres.
Coventry players.
Or they're funny shooting sandwiches and t-shirts into the crowd with their funny guns, and it's bizarre. It's hilarious.
What the hell match did you go to?
They were shooting subways into the crowd, and they were shooting t-shirts, like free t-shirts, through like pump guns, and people were catching them. It was mental. It's it seems very un-English.
That's a very North American thing.
Yeah, but
right there.
At Whitley Bay, they used to shoot syringes. But never mind. Richard, I seriously do think that Newcastle should move on and build a new stadium, as today has shown how much demand there is. 40,000 plus turning up to buy tickets for a pre-season game. I mean, come on. Well, listen, I think somebody put out before, there's over 100,000 people going to be attending the two games over the 2 days. 100,000 for 2 friendlies. I mean, it's mental. Renier, I mean, what do you think of that kind of support?
I think it's amazing. I mean, I suppose it comes with the territory. As soon as things are going on the up and up, you find a lot of supporters. But I think we definitely can't complain. A lot of us have been supporting Newcastle for very long, and the more supporters we get, the better. I think it just grows the club. I don't think it's that necessary to probably increase capacity just yet, because I think we've chatted before about this. It's obviously nice to have the tradition and everything, and if you don't really want to like move or have a new St. James's Park somewhere, but I think it's awesome, man. Friendly games, fully booked, everybody going everywhere. What more could you ask for? Happy days.
Guys, I'm now going to upset the trolls again because that's just how I roll. If you are enjoying the show tonight and you haven't subscribed, please do. I think we're 7 away now from the magical 12K. So if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload. You can become a member of the Toon Review if you hit the join button just underneath the video. And you can also, as so many generous people have already done so, donate to the channel if you so wish tonight by hitting that $sign at the bottom of the live comments. That will take you through to the payment method. So thank you in advance for that. You also get your message read out straight away. We also now I've deleted it. Oh no, I haven't. There it is. We have released the third kit colors of the mugs, and this is where you can find them.
So let's get down to business. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I'm gonna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it. Let's get down to business.
So there you go, guys. The toonreview.co.uk is a place to go if you want a mug. We are getting key rings, etc., very shortly as well. Susan's finished the designs for them. Just waiting for quotes. And so get yourselves on there, and you'll also find from now on blogs as well and match reports, etc., etc. Ryan says, what do you say to the signing Belotti? Better striker than anyone at the club and for free. Is Belotti better than Callum Wilson, Roy?
I can't judge him, but I've seen him in the Italian league. He's really good. Is he going to handle the physicality of the Premier League? I'm not sure, but he's a free transfer, so you're not going to lose anything. I'll bring him. Big yes.
Yeah, I'd love to see Belotti. I really would. I think he's a quality striker. And listen, Belotti and Wilson as our strikers. Whoa!
I think
Big Dog.
Is he better than Wood? Not
right,
better than Wilson, right?
Honestly, you need to lose your infatuation, Roy. Seriously. Renier, you should be shot for just saying his name. No. Big Dog, this is a hell of a brilliant. We should wear the third kit against Mainz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't that be just a treasured move?
Drink from your Toon Review mugs as well.
Yeah, exactly. Have a load of green and white Toon Review mugs and wear the third kit. Oh, just tremendous.
I mean, what colours the Mainz playing?
I don't
Red.
know. Blue? Is it blue?
Is it red?
Not possibility.
No,
Red and white.
Red, yeah. I think we should just get a bunch of not war flags, but Saudi flags.
God. We're all going to hell. Mark Swift, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. He says, guys, I'm from Plymouth, living in Stoke. I am really sorry to hear that, Mark. Bought 2 tickets today for the Saturday game. Our guiles are 23 quid. I think the price is fair. Toon.
Get war flags to make a special Saudi Arabian Newcastle theme flag to do a ceremony on the fans.
God, start a bloody riot in Austria. Jesus Christ. Clarky says, I saw a tweet earlier, finished 11th last season, only signed defenders so far, yet 40,000 plus queue up to buy tickets at double the price from the year before. Only Newcastle. Yeah, that tweet got burnt off as well, to be honest. Glenn says, am I allowed to effing swear effing hypocrites? Yes, you fucking are. P-Saw says the golf is fine. Joshua fighting there is fine. Our government taking billions from them every year is fine, but Newcastle fans are evil for supporting their team.
Good comment. Great comment.
Saudi Mind says hi, Paul and everyone. Ryan says first choice, Brozier, second choice. Give our. You are having a tin bath with that one, aren't you?
No, Belotti.
Belotti over Brozier easily.
I think if we're going to get Diaby, if we're going to get some really strong wingers, we just need a goal scorer in the box, really. He can just do a simple, like Wilson, just do a simple tap in, get the wingers.
I'm astounded by that comment.
Jesus. I'm not.
The only thing I'll say about Belotti is if you shout his name, it sounds like Belotti, doesn't it? You'll go Belotti like that. And...
Well, no, Chippers, we'll say Belotti. Only you will probably come out with that.
I mean, not if you pronounce the T like it's meant to be said, but yeah.
Belotti.
If you say it wrong, then yeah, it sounds like other things, of course.
Why the hell would you say Belotti? Belotti doesn't even come close to. Hey, Belotti. Hey, no, it doesn't. It just really doesn't. Chippers, you've had a mare.
A very goody player.
Yeah.
He's like a sparrow or a blackbird, isn't he?
Oh, dear. Trolls, thank you for your 50 Norwegian krona, my friend. There's no comment there, but thank you for your continued support, buddy. As far as I'm concerned, mines can blow it out their arse. Andrew says, great point. No one talks about the Aramco signed plasters around the track with Indeed Formula One. Do the Germans avoid going to do these mines supporters avoid going to the German Grand Prix? Do they? I don't think they do because it's always
it's not
packed
on the
out
calendar anymore, is it? It got took off, didn't it? Because it was that bad.
Yeah. Honestly, just mental. Yeah, there is Renier. Yeah. Are you heading off, Renier? Are you?
No, then I'll pop off to give somebody else a go, man. No stress. It was cool to be on again, guys. Have a good one. I'll be watching.
Is there anybody waiting? I don't know. Oh, yes, there is. Right, Renier, thanks for coming on, buddy.
See you guys.
Take care. Good night. Paul Gallant, are you there? He's not there. Well, he's getting booted. There you go. So we have a free space if you wish to come on the show right now. Richard says we defo should build a new stadium, 90,000, 100,000 plus seat at the rival Barcelona's Nou Camp, and they're going backwards and in a lot of debt. And I'm sure we would fill 100,000 seater stadium. Yeah,
I'm not sure. Isn't there a restriction on seats? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. But listen, look, I know we'd easily fill 100,000 seater stadium. It's where the hell we're going to build the bloody thing.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just, to quote Alex, you can't just build a stadium out of eggs.
You probably could. It wouldn't be very stable, but
Jesus.
No, I think Wembley's 90k, so I'm sure that there's probably bureaucracy and hoops to jump through, but I'm not sure that's what the owners are going to go for. But it seems to be more around the sort of 60 plus mark.
What is Spurs getting at theirs? What's Spurs' capacity?
60,000.
I don't think you're allowed to have more than Wembley. I think that's the stipulation.
Oh, God help us if we have more than the FA Stadium.
88k then or something. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what to aim for.
I mean, West Ham have about.
I'm in the show.
80,000.
Yeah, but West Ham have a bloody sports track around. They can't even see their players.
Hello, everybody.
Evening, Mr. Gallant. How are you?
I'm very good, yeah.
And what did you think of the rigmarole this morning?
I missed it all because.
Au revoir.
Thanks for coming on, Paul. Crazy. Anyway, let's look a bit more on the player side of things for Newcastle United. Of course, we have recruited Mr. Botman, which is a great signing. I mean, Peter, what do you think Botman's going to bring?
I think he'll bring strength in our defence, considering we did kind of leak a lot of goals last season. We did drop points in a lot of games as well. So I think he really improves our defence massively.
Now, I don't think he will, but do you think he'll actually go 3 at the back next season at all?
No.
Right?
No,
not at all.
I can't see it.
Just unanimous shaking of heads like all across town.
If he
here,
did,
then.
it'd be possibly a game or two, but no. Majority of the season, no.
For me, we only go 3 at the back if we're like 2-0 down at halftime, for example.
We went 3 at the back for Chelsea last season.
Second game, yeah.
Yeah. We have Saudi Mind joining us. Good evening.
Is anyone there?
Saudi Mind.
Oh, he's a
Saudi Mind.
Good to hear him.
Orc calling Mawson. Come in, Mawson. Nope. What's going on here? Terrible. Must be John Sinclair's internet taking over the world. Annie says, journals here reporting that Rovers are in negotiations with Newcastle for a season-long loan deal for Elliot Anderson. I'd be really surprised, actually, if they're in negotiations now. I would expect...
I would expect just before the season, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Started.
I would expect Elliot Anderson to have a pre-season.
I'd say he gets a better opportunity at like a Championship League One club. If anything, he can be better than that. I'd give him a bit of time at Newcastle to see what he's like first, and then
I'd certainly give him pre-season. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Stephen at One Newcastle says, hi, Paul and Alex. I managed to get a ticket for the Bilbao game. Hope to see you there. Yeah, defo, mate. We will be in our usual place. Pete, you've got tickets as well, haven't you? So you'll be
both games. Yep, I'll be there for both.
Along from Club Shop, where we always congregate, the rabble.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's have a check on subscribers. 6 away.
Oh,
the tension is killing me, man. Never mind. Scott says, good evening, Toon Review troops. Had a mare getting tickets today for the 2 home friendlies at the end of the month, but got them eventually. Taking my youngest for his first trip to the Cathedral on the Hill. See, that's what it's all about for me, guys, is the fact that, Dad's when I first took Ben to his first game, I was proud as punch, because I never thought in a million years Phoebe would want to go, and now Phoebe loves football. So taking them both is just brilliant. It's massive for me, and I think every family's like that. This is what the friendlies and the cup games, the early rounds of the cup games, give people the opportunity to go as a family, where normally, because season tickets are such a stretch, you can't take your family.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan, do you ever believe you'll get over yourself from Canada?
Eventually I will, yeah. Well, I think the problem is, right now I could book flight hotels if I want to right now. Problem is I have to be spot on when it comes to getting a ticket. Otherwise, what's the point of coming?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to get a ticket. Rohan's joining us. Good evening.
Hey, guys.
What do you think of this morning, Rohan, and this sort of ticket debacle? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it?
I think everyone is desperate for a ticket now. That there's always going to be disagreements like to how you do it, and you're never going to get people agreeing with it. Luckily, I got to be like quite earlier in the queue, whereas for the season tickets, I was right at the back, which was disappointing. But I mean, you had to be in the first 1,000 to even have a chance of getting the season tickets. But I think if it's as simple as if you don't want to, if you think 20 quid's expensive, but if you go to both the games, it spreads it out, spreads the cost out, and it's a bit cheaper. But if you can't afford to go, don't go. It's better to use that money elsewhere if you don't want to. But we can't complain about it being 20 quid when it was. I've paid the same amount of money to go watch us play crap teams, basically. So we can't complain.
Definitely. I can't believe that there's a conversation going on in the chat about Lurpak. I never thought I would see the day that the Toon Review had conversations about Lurpak butter in the chat. I mean, listen, have yourselves away with it. I mean, I'm getting told off because apparently the £9.50 one was for a kilogram tub, and the 500 grams are less than that. And listen, I'm a Lurpak fan myself, but
£4 at my shop plus tub.
your shop's got probably all stolen goods in it, Chippers, to be fair. Saudi had connection problems. All these viewers and not enough likes. Come on, guys. You know what to do. Puts the trust in a bad light, unfortunately. Hopefully people realise he doesn't speak for the trust or us normal fans. Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people have been sort of worried about. Kevy B 04, is he? I wonder if he's a Leverkusen's fan. Thank you for your €5 super chat. Very appreciated. Alex, Diaby is heating up. Now, I know there was a few of the players that you mentioned. The only person that said that we're not in for Diaby is Luke Edwards.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, he's been reporting the opposite of what a lot of other journalists have been reporting.
Yeah, he has.
So I'm not gonna say anything bad about him, but it does seem like he's got different sources or information or ways of gathering knowledge compared to a lot of the others that are posting content or work for media outlets. And it's sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong, sometimes they're right or they're wrong. So it's difficult to know. Obviously, he trusts his sources, but you just got to take everything with a pinch of salt. And if him or others get frustrated, well, a lot of people are wrong very consistently. It's nobody's fault. It's just so crazy at the moment, and it's difficult to. There's so many different. There's probably 100. What's the right metaphor?
Arseholes.
No. We've got so many different things in motion at the moment. It's really complicated. So I wouldn't go, slagging off all the journalists, but they've all got different sources, and this makes sense. And they're all getting different information. There's a lot of conflicting stuff at the moment. But there seem to have been 40 or 50 different places reporting that we're gearing. I think gearing up was the word they kept using. Gearing up for a bid. To break our transfer record, a transfer bid. That was the phrase that was used for across multiple sources. Obviously, he's denied that, saying that we're not in for it. But we shall see, because he's been wrong. I think he was wrong about Ekitike, wasn't he? He said it was. I think it was this way around. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it was. Other people said he was cutting his holiday short, which he was, and he was saying goodbye. Luke Edwards denied that. So obviously he was wrong there.
And of course, he's still waiting for Henry Maurice to take the club over.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I mean, some of these journalists have just got to realise that although their sources can be very competent, that in this age of social media, all of these fans are able to just follow the wives and family and friends of these footballers. They can check flight radar. They can check all their socials. And normal people are picking up reasonably decent information from time to time. It's fine. And sometimes it's quicker than what the journalists are getting from their sources. So, and they don't like it, which is fair enough because it's their living. But it is what it is. You've just got to assess it logically and, make your own mind up.
Those journalists will cry rather than just try and improve on themselves.
Well, look, I mean, Ryan, do you think we're genuinely going to be in for Diaby? Do you think there is a bid coming?
Oh, it's tough to say. I think you got to wait. For me, as much as like us fans, we don't like Sky. I feel like when we see something from them, I feel like it's all but coming into motion and fruition that something like this is all true and something's going to happen. But it's like what Alex says with these reporters. Like, I just take it with a pinch of salt because for me, I'm looking more for facts than opinions, and like there's too many opinions. Not saying that like I don't like the people for their opinions, but like I just want factual information of what's going on. Like I'm sure everyone does, but it just gets a bit like irritating at some point.
Yeah, Peter, I mean, I know you're a big fan of Diaby. I watched your show the other day, and when you spoke about Diaby, and he would transform that right-hand side, wouldn't he? To be fair.
Absolutely. I've seen what he's like. He's very skillful on the ball. He can set up chances, and he can certainly pop up with goals as well. And I think he would really improve on that position as well.
Yeah. Spider says that was a low blow, Paul. I played for Whitley Warriors. So did I. So I remember.
Apparently
Gallagher
we're
Brown.
getting ready for a bid as well. I've heard that
The
we're
what?
getting ready for a bid. They're not accepting 60 million or under for bids.
Yeah, I heard
Just-
that they wanted at least 60 million euros.
Apparently,
didn't
we
they?
think we can get him, so we're ready in a bid for him. So
It's like a
you
I
could
think
expect a
it'll,
bid soon.
yeah. I think a bid and then we'll put add-ons. I think there'll be a bid and then add-ons to 60.
I think what Eddie Howe was doing is, because the players are back for pre-season, he's seeing how they are and stuff, and seeing what he can improve in the squad.
Yeah.
I don't think he's moving fast yet. I mean, there's no need to, because we've literally got pre-season games coming up in
There is a
2
little
weeks.
bit because we've got too many players. If we buy like
Yeah.
another 2 players,
we've
we're going to
got
have
to
like
get some players out the door.
And that's what I've heard. You have to sell players before buying them.
training pitch. We
We've got
need
way too many.
we can't have 5
Acting like we
players
get
not
any money
registered.
for any of our players. So.
Yeah, Roy, who would you want out the door?
Clark. I've got a big list. Richie, Clark. I wanted Longstaff up, but they renewed his contract.
Chris Wood.
Longstaff.
Yeah.
They won't get Gale as well. Gale.
Trino.
Chris Wood.
Billy's got no chance of saying Chris Wood, buddy. He's got no chance.
Now he's not going to go anywhere because we just signed him, so it's not going to
And
happen.
because you love
You
him.
could
Just
still
admit
say
it,
you
Roy.
want him gone, though.
Yeah. I do love him, yeah.
He has to prove himself next season.
He does. Gallagher Brown, thank you for your £5 super chat. I'll say what Stato is quite rightly being diplomatic about. Luke Edwards can take his head for a huge jobby. Diaby is tearing up the Premier League for the Toon. How are the lads? Thank you very much. And Rachel, thank you for your new membership. I know you're a mod, but thank you very much for your continued support as well. Look, players out the door is going to start to become a problem, I guess, because, especially if all we as Newcastle fans have been talking about mainly all through since the transfer window opened is players coming through the door. Now, we do need to talk about players who are going out the door and what we can do to get them out the door, because we find ourselves in a problem where the previous regime decided to spend fortune on wages on these absolute, well, what I class as has-beens
players
now, the likes of Kieran Clark, etc.
Clubs will start getting desperate. Clubs will start getting desperate the closer the season goes. They'll start getting desperate for players, and then we can just say, well, we'll give you Dwight Gale for next and out in the Championship, and they'll take it. I know he's on big wages, but I think it'll just be a case of...
It's just the wages.
Just won't want to go.
Well,
wages is going to be a huge problem to get Dwight Gale out the club.
You've got a number of players on 40 to 60 grand a week, which is Premier League wages, who are Championship level.
Yeah,
and the Championship
I
clubs
think
won't
QPR only
pay
paid
that.
30% of Hendrick's wages for that.
Yeah, we paid 70% Hendrick's wages, definitely. I know
We're
that one.
subsidising some of Hayden's wages at Norwich now. So
Well, who's the highest
And that's
wage
like a
earner?
Premier League club that can't afford Hayden's wages. Like, well, I say, they just got relegated and they can't afford his wages. Like, that's how bad a situation our wage structure is for crap players, basically.
Who right now would have the most like weekly wage in the championship, though?
Joe Linton, sorry, at our club it's Joe Linton, but I mean the highest wage
Championship level.
Championship, I would say, is West Brom. If I was to
anyone know who
Go on, Annie.
player what
It'd
club
be somebody at
earns the
Watford.
most?
It'd be somebody at Watford, wouldn't it? I imagine someone like
Could be-
Sarl.
could be- yeah.
Yeah, those guys as well.
Danny Rose, perhaps.
Christ,
He's
I thought you were going to say Danny Simpson again.
I thought he got released by
Sissoko,
Watford.
maybe. Probably.
He got released.
Sissoko's
by
left.
Has he?
Sissoko's
He went
left.
back to Nantes.
It would have been Mitrovic last season. He was on 100k a week in the Championship.
Yeah.
Mental.
Daniel Vero, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. Says, I saw on NUFC 360 that Bayern won't settle for less than 60 million. Do you think this will put a spanner in the works? No, because I think they can come to an agreement of how to pay that 60 million over time. Kev B04, thank you for another €5, matey. Hello from Ireland. I got tickets for both games today and could not believe how cheap the tickets were. €42 for 2 games, outstanding value. Great that you got the tickets, matey. Sorry, Annie, were you going to say something else there?
Yeah, I was just saying that Mitrovic was 100,000 last week. Last year. It would probably be Danny Rose, one of the Watford players. You're right.
I've got
Danny
Watford
Rose.
up. Sissoko's 80k, Sarr is 63, Rose is 60, Dan Gosling 35, and then it just descends from sort of 30k down. So the majority of the squad's on reasonable
Not
wages
bad.
for the level, but they've got four or five on too much money. I don't know how Dan Gosling's on 35 grand a week, but yeah.
I wouldn't say Norwich pay ridiculous wages unless they give Timu Pukki a massive bumper
I think Norwich
contract.
are on a pretty strict wage structure.
No.
They have been for
I
years.
don't know why Timo Pukki don't move somewhere good.
Burnley,
All their players have left.
after those years in the Premier League.
What if we
Right, well, left,
disregard the
right?
relegated teams, like just the general like championship teams that have been there for a while?
Stoke,
I
100%
think
Stoke. Then
apparently West
No,
Brom
I
don't pay
West
anybody
Brom.
over 20 grand a week.
no, I would. I
Ooh.
can
Surely
see.
that's not
I
right.
can see them doing that, but
Sheffield
Dion
United.
Lady, Dion Garner is on 20k, and then the rest are all on less.
No, Sheffield United's a good shout.
Stoke or Sheffield United, I'd say. Stoke are paying ridiculous
I
wages,
forgot
still
about
trying to
Sheffield
cut
United,
costs.
to be
The general consensus, these the players who are not considered star players in their squad seem to be on 30 or less. So the fact that most of our problem players are on between 40 and 60 is an issue. We're going to have to subsidise 20 or 30,000 per week minimum.
Oh,
to get
guys!
people through the door.
We're on 11,999 subscribers.
One more.
Oh,
One person just pressed it.
Wow.
wow, incredible. We always seem to hit the 1,000 marks on live shows, don't we? It's bizarre, absolutely bizarre. But
It's
there you go.
either 800 people are already subscribed or just one person out of the 800 just aren't.
Yeah, 858 watching at the minute, so surely one of them isn't subscribed.
You on 12,000?
What?
You 12,000?
Hang on. Hey! 12,001. Yes. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. Brilliant. I'll get quite emotional again. Billy, is that a tear in your eye there?
Yeah, we be. Yeah, I'm quite emotional myself, to be honest.
It's marvelous. It's fantastic. Is this the first time you've hit 1,000 mark, Billy, since you came to the channel? Were you here for 11k?
Was it for 11? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was
we
here for
flew
11.
through the 11k to 12.
Yeah, I think I joined just after the 10k. So
yeah, wow, it's flew through. That's incredible. Thank you, everybody, so much. There you go. Wow. Anybody else getting emotional on the panel by any chance, or you know?
I'm always emotional.
Oh, chippers on that. You can tell you're on the site tonight because we've had no porn sites come on. Trying
Almost
to
kind of does being on the first ever fan forum you've had, Paul.
You were, weren't you?
Yeah, I was
the very first fan forum.
I remember my hair
So
being
was I,
like,
right?
absolutely murked. And
Oh,
that
yeah, you see
lockdown
what
cut.
Susan's got planned for your animation, Ryan. Oh, you're a Mountie. Yeah,
Not surprised.
It's going to look really good. Anyway, we play Gateshead in a few days' time. Actually, when do we play Gateshead?
Saturday. The Saturday.
Saturday. Are we expecting any of the sort of new boys to start that?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, actually.
No?
Is there a way to
They'll
be
be
able
back
to
in
watch
training
these?
tomorrow, aren't they? The new ones. They'll be back to training tomorrow, so I don't
Yeah.
think you will.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, players. Well, pretty much all the new players are back tomorrow. So,
Am I going to have to go on Periscope live Facebook streams to find these games?
I don't think the Gateshead one will be because it's behind closed doors anyway.
Surely the other ones have to be like. There's got to be some level of broadcast.
Yeah, the Gateshead one, I don't think will be. Now the other games, I think the thing is that with friendlies, I don't think they're governed by any particular football and body like Premier League or anything like that. I think that the clubs get to decide that. Now, I think it will be a good option for Newcastle, you know, with fans not getting tickets or not getting season tickets and things like that. I think it would be good for the club to put them on the YouTube channel. And
I mean, it's
broadcast
following
them
with
free.
their goal
Especially the
of
away ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the home ones, because they're trying to promote. This is the goal, isn't it? They're trying to. That's the whole point in the PIF being there. They're trying to promote their own stuff at the same time. So you know, it helps. That's yeah. It wouldn't make sense to try and keep it all hush hush. That they want it out there because it will attract. It will. New players can watch that. Sponsorship opportunities can watch that, and people and it will get the word out. Like it makes no sense for it to be quiet.
Because I know last year when we played Doncaster away for pre-season, I was there. They didn't want it to be live streamed because obviously they want more ticket revenue, and they obviously. So it just depends really on the other club.
I just think it would be a good idea because even the home games, to be fair, because not everybody's going to get to the home games. So, Mike says he's in tears in Melbourne. Oh, well, thank you very much. People are getting quite emotional in the chat about that. Keith says, congratulations, 12,000. I was on when you had 60 subs. Wow, Paul. Keith, sorry. You've been with us a long, long time. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, Ian. Sefton Mag, new to the channel. Welcome. All my eyes are leaking, says Gallagher Brown. 12K boys, well done, says Matt. Onwards and upwards, says Paul. Wacky Angler, congratulations to Gabby Agbonlahov for becoming Toon Reviews 12. Yeah, can you just imagine? Jesus Christ. Oh, and by the way, next Thursday night, we have a really, really special show. You'll not like this, Sonny, but we've got Kaz coming on, who is, of course, a Bristol Rovers fan, but she actually founded her game too. And I spoke to her last night via message. She just returned from Parliament. She's done absolutely fantastic work for the women's game and women's views in general on football. So she's agreed to come on next Thursday at 8 o'clock, where we can ask her, how she got it all started, where she sees it going, etc., and just what a change she's put into place, helping the women in football and certainly in the men's game as well, getting their opinions across because like we like to promote on here, everybody's opinion is valuable on here. Women, men, whoever, it doesn't matter. It's all one game for me. So I'm extremely looking forward to getting Kaz on and talking about how she decided to start it up, how she got going, and how much it's taken off. So if you want to go and have a look, I've at that in the description for the show, I've put Kaz's Twitter handle and the Her Game 2 handle as well, because I think it's a fantastic thing that she's done, and it's really, really taken off. And if we can do anything on this channel to promote the women's game or women having more voice in football, I'm all for it. So there you go. That would be an absolutely brilliant show. And thanks to Kaz for agreeing to come on.
Speaking of that, I think haven't we submitted a development team for next season for the women's? I think we've got.
I heard a rumor. Yeah.
I think I read that. I think we've got a development team as well.
Paul, can I just say, I think what Kaz is doing is absolutely brilliant. I know Kaz personally, so that's
do you?
That's brilliant what you're doing. Yeah. So what you're doing is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, what she's doing is great as well. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter. For rivalries.
Well, no, rivalry goes aside when it's things like this, doesn't it? Because we all know the difficulties that people have in football. Race, colour, creed, or whatever it may be. There are still difficulties out there, and there shouldn't be, because women are entitled to an opinion just as much as a man is. So it's sad that she had to start that in the first place, to be honest. But the fact that she's done so well with it, gets invited to Parliament to talk about it. She's got loads of meetings on over the next week, which is why we had to wait till next Thursday to get her on, because Her Game 2 has developed into a massive, massive thing now. And, she deserves a lot of credit for what she's done. Julie J, thank you for your £5 super chat. Congratulations on 12K subs. I love this channel. Thanks, Paul and the gang. You're very welcome, Julie. It's turned into a bit of a celebration night tonight now on here, hasn't it? It's
balloons.
Sod the bloody football. Does anybody on the panel... Who was that?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's my Instagram.
I think having a rave.
Honestly, I've heard it all now. Don't mention rave. Susan will be bopping with her glow sticks in the background.
That was actually the newest video of the new animation that Susan's got going on. Is like Alex, is bit talking her avatar.
Yeah. Have you seen that one yet, Alex?
No, which one?
When you're the stat man. Oh, you're going to love it, man. You're basically standing on it. There it is. except you're singing the. Oh,
I haven't seen that. I've seen the Eminem one. I'll have to have a
And
look.
then you go, I'm a stat man. Change the word up a little bit. It's quite good, actually. My God, this can't be right. Danny Drinkwater is on 100k a week at Reading.
What?
Surely not.
That's not totally accurate. He's not getting paid 100k at Reading. Chelsea paid a lot of that wages. A lot,
Chelsea
large
player
portion of those wages. No, he's been released. Last season, he's still been a Chelsea player. So yeah, I don't think Reading would have been paying 100k for him, but you know.
It says he's on 120. He was on 120k, but yeah, I would agree with Annie. There's probably Reading wouldn't have been paying all of that. That would have.
Well, there's no way Reading could afford to pay them wages. They've had financial trouble for years.
They've got some. Barbara Rahman's on 89k, and then it drops from 30k down. So they've got like 2 players on a massive whack, and then the rest are on.
Well, Reading's
most of the squad are on under 10k.
Is, like ridiculous.
You wonder why football clubs get into bother, and then you look at some of the wage structures of some of these teams, and you think, bloody Nora, surely they're not paying that. It's mental.
Just
absolutely mental.
Just lost their 5 best players as well. All midfielders.
Junior Hoylett, the Canadian. God,
I saw that today. Yeah.
Junior Toilet.
That's what I call him, Billy. That's what I call him.
Shut up, Billy.
He is.
Yeah, definitely. Junior Hoylett's made a living. He's another one. I'd never been a fan of his.
He's only
didn't he
31.
play for Sunderland?
He played for Cardiff.
Oh, who?
Blackburn for years.
Blackburn, yeah.
And when does he stop being called Junior?
Well,
it's been Junior for 15 years.
I agree.
Just toilet.
Just toilet.
Just toilet. Yeah, Hoylet is toilet. I Like Coffee says, let's get the Toon review to 120k. Jesus Christ. I'll be driving a feckin' Lamborghini. Up the A1 says, Fab News on 12,000. Get in there, well deserved. Darren says, late arrival, so watching from the start. Hope everyone is well. We are, matey. Foxy says, congrats, guys. 22k by the end of the year. Easy. God, I hope you're right, Foxy. I hope you're right.
He's right on most things, especially in quizzes, that's for certain. Bloody hell.
I'm a bit disturbed about what I'm... good job Danielle's not on. She would be blooded. She doesn't really have a drinking problem, It's just a sort of ongoing joke that we have on the channel.
Was that not a partner who said that? Or said Lee who commented? Is that not a boyfriend?
I'm not sure whether that's a partner or not. I'm not sure that's. I don't know because sometimes he appears as many different names. It could be Lee, it could be Basil Brush, it could be anybody. What the hell, Susan? The After Dark Whistle Posse. What on earth is going on in the chat? Son of a Gun, brilliant race song. I love that song. Now that is a tune. Dirty son of a gun. Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to watching the Her Game 2 show next week, mate. It's a great movement and great for you to promote it. Thank you very much. It was meant to be a surprise at Alex. Oh, well, Ryan, you've just ruined Alex's surprise. Susan's going to kill you.
Oh.
Jeez, honestly.
I wonder why I couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's confidential Toon review content material, actually.
It's not anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very
Paul,
private.
I've got to go, mate.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, Annie. Yeah. Take it easy, mate. See you next week, buddy.
See you, Annie.
Yeah, see you.
Good
See
night,
you.
Annie. You have to love Annie. He's a good lad, is Annie.
He's nice.
By the way, we're on 12,013 now, so we really have hit the motors. Right, well, we've come to the end of the fan forum tonight. A little bit difficult to go on and talk about anything else because there's simply nothing happening at the minute, apart from obviously what happened with the Mainz fans and the rigmarole this morning regarding the tickets. But listen, it's been a great show. And it's been a great show because we've hit another milestone on the channel. And it's great to share that milestone with so many people that class as friends. Regulars on the forum as well. It's absolutely brilliant. Even though Roy says I still have to pay for a World Cup ticket and get myself over there before I get an official invite to Castle Caviani, which,
the King's Palace.
Well, you would expect, Ryan, that a butler would be there to pick me up at the airport with a limousine and a card with my name on.
Chauffeur.
You know, but
I'll send me that.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my
that's
God.
terrible. Wow.
Well, she drives my car anyway. So.
Does
Her
she watch
car
this
too.
show? It's her car too, Roy. Yes. Hashtag her car too. Let's not go. Let's not
Yeah.
get. I mean, listen. Do you guys? Are you confident that we'll be? You know, by the time Fan Forum comes on next week, are you guys confident we may have made another signing? Jack.
Oh, yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
And who do you think it's going to be? Do you think it may be Diaby, or do you think that it's going to be somebody who hasn't necessarily been mentioned a lot, like we tend to do?
I think it'll be Derby.
You think it will?
Yeah.
I like your confidence, man. I hope it is. I really do hope
You
it
got to
is.
be confident, aren't you? If you're not confident, well, what's the point wanting to sign? I mean, you got to be confident.
Well, I hope you're right. But thanks for coming on again, Jack, and we'll
No
catch
problem.
you next week, matey.
Right, see you next
Because
week.
actually, just to mention that we are going to be doing a sort of Fan Forum predictor league this season. So the regulars on the Fan Forum will be all in a league with the hosts of the show, all four of us, and the winner will get something nice at the end of the season. So, it's going to be good. And then I want to try and get a fantasy football league set up as well, because I did start that last
You
season.
abandoned that.
You what, mate?
I said you abandoned that. I remember.
I did abandon it, yes, and I do apologise for that. So I'm going to start another fantasy league. All the hosts will be in it, and you can challenge us and see who wins that, and again another big prize at the end of that as well. I will keep that going. We'll do some regular fantasy football shows, even if I can't present them. We've got Billy there who will step in when needed, I'm sure. So it's good fun as well. It's really good fun. So I'll get that set up, and then I will let everybody know on the socials when it's set up and what the pin number is, etc. Because I think it'll be a good laugh, a really good laugh. But the Fan Forum Prediction League should be good as well. So we'll get that started as well. Thanks for coming on, Jack. I'll see you next week.
No problem.
Mate.
I'll see you.
Okay.
Bye.
See you, Jack.
Rowan, do you think we'll bring anybody else by next week?
By next Tuesday, I doubt it. Not because I'm like negative about like us not signing anyone else, but I think clearly they want to get see the new players in. Obviously, I think the most important question is, come a week's time, will we have any more people out the door? Because that'll be the main thing. Because what we don't want is the squad of 36 hanging around playing training and whatever. But I don't think we will. I think the important is 2 weeks down the line, or ready to go when we go to Austria, because I think Eddie will want to have his main targets in come the Austria trip. So
yeah.
And I think if we don't get, I think we'll go for Diaby, but I think we can get him, but Newcastle owners are clearly operating. If it's not at this price, they won't pay over. So after that, I think maybe getting someone like Ismail Assar, who's been linked, but I would say go all in for Diaby. If you can't get him, then look elsewhere.
Interesting. Right. Well, thanks for coming on, buddy, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you later,
Take
lads.
care. Good night.
Good night, Rohan.
See ya.
Chippers, are you confident of bringing anybody else in?
I think we'll be at the position where we're close to signing. I think it'll be a medical, possibly away from Diaby. I think everything will get agreed by the end of this week, possibly, and then it'll be Botman-esque, where it'll get announced at 9 o'clock at night or whatever, and we'll probably be live on here when it gets announced. So,
yeah, the one thing that I just don't want to happen is to hear those words. We couldn't get it over the line.
No.
I think I never want to hear those words again in my life. Just absolutely not. Well, thanks for coming on, Chippers. I'll see you soon, matey.
I'll just say before I go, there's one person who will be happy it's 12k, and of course that'll be Dave, who'll be looking down proud as punch.
Absolutely, buddy. Well said. Well said. Good night, mate.
See you,
Chips.
Peter.
I'm gonna say B on what Chibbers
Actually,
has just...
hang on. Before you say anything, right? What the hell is this thing on your show that you do, your football show with food? What? Can you please explain that to me? Because I'm a little bit baffled.
It's just like I like to collect different food pics that saved to different football grounds, and I like to. The people's reactions are just so funny. And
I've seen some horrendous photos of
oh
food.
yes, there's some horrible ones.
I mean, like it looks disgraceful.
Yeah.
The Steve Ditch kebab was the worst, without any
what?
shadow of a doubt.
Oh no!
I remember that.
Oh my God, awful. Go on then. Do you think we'll have anyone in by next week?
I'm gonna say be on the what Chibbers has just said. I think possibly a dealer grade medical, and then probably be announced within like the next day or two. So I'm on the fence, and I hope it could. And I've got the feeling it could be DRB.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. Right, thanks for coming on, buddy. See you next week.
See you, mate.
Take care. Ryan, are you confident of a signing?
No, not for me. I think it'll be like shortly after the fan forum next week, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not for me. It's like what Rohan said. Like, I'm not trying to be negative. Like, I'm just being real, and that's what I think. I love to be proved wrong. I don't think so.
Nobody's mentioned this yet, but just remember we are in July now. So if Traction picks up on a free transfer, it'll happen very quickly. So that is also a possibility. It's not just about transfer fees.
Yeah. Right. Thanks for coming on, buddy. We'll see you next week.
See me.
Yeah. Peace out.
See you, Ryan.
And the King of Qatar. Come on then. Let's have it.
Just the same. I've got no clue. So I would say definitely after the two friendly matches. So it could happen after Monday or Tuesday. So you never know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it is Diaby.
Yeah.
Or Belotti as well.
Belotti and Diaby would really complete the transfer window for me. 1,000,000%.
That'll be it.
Yeah.
That'll be it. And then you just wait till January and see if you need any reinforcements.
I agree.
That'll be it.
Yeah.
And you need to get rid of 5 or 6 players.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. Thanks for coming on, matey. Stay safe.
Cheers,
out
mate.
there. We'll see you next week. Take care,
See
bud.
you, boy.
Cheers. See you,
Good night.
See you guys.
I love Roy. I really do. I think he's a top man. He's just an absolute gem of a bloke. He really is. You know, you never know. I might get an invite once in a blue moon. Right, that is it for the fan forum. Thank you very much to everybody that's taken part, that's come on the fan forum tonight, that's had the super chatted, that's been in the comments. Thank you so much. It's been a fantastic night for the channel as we've gone past 12,000 now. On to the next one, and we just keep on building, guys. That's what it's all about. We are back on Thursday night. Will probably be a transfer show. Friday night, of course, is Toon Review Friday, where we will have Alex making his debut on the magazine show, and we'll have comment of the week. We'll have rants, Billy's beef, and then of course we've got to think of something for Alex. So that will be on Friday night as well. Thank you to everybody that's associated with the channel, really. For getting us to 12,000, especially the mods backstage who time after time make sure everything goes on really well in the chat, do a wonderful job for the channel. So thank you to each and every mod. It's an absolute pleasure to have them on the channel. Thank you to Susan for everything she does away from the camera with modern and merchandise, etc. Love you, billions. And my co-hosts, couldn't have done it without them. So a massive part in the back to Billy, Alex, and of course Danielle, who's probably fast asleep at the minute. We'll wake up to realize that we've passed 12k, which will be amazing. Well, thank you very much to everybody for taking part in the show tonight, and we'll see you again on Thursday with hopefully some more fantastic transfer news of a positive nature that we're bringing somebody in. Fingers crossed. Good night, everybody. Take care.
How are the lads?